say among 4 years old say Messi and Kamobeka Ronaldo bought 2 goals. Money won't come about and 1 year Befia Street. Over selling now I emotional and my coach and Becan once more year post matcher. And now you so about see for my villain so form and worship.
I don't say anybody hates Ronaldo, but it's just unfortunate to say Ghana group Ronaldo group on the bosso. So usually when Ghana plays within that space of time, Nana Portugal has also ball. And I said, or my Bapaso de Yentiminka say
almost the last time it's
Argentina Bokra Manitiki a day before Kran Sacrampuna Portugal Babebo. What I say IJKL Argentina O J Portugal OK. Argentina and Portugal more the same day that normally gaps in the womb. Oboria taking maybe about 24 hours or something like that. Then Portugal Portugal ne Boria ain't Chibiana Ghana. What did they mention as no? So Portugal bought 4. Ghana beat me up baby and a home matching bear 1 and 11. So the first game the Portugal ball bear 5 and I was a 4. And I Ghana ball the game and I Jona 11. At the chain Portugal ball 5 p.m. And I Ghana ball 8 p.m. What did they mention as no? So some of these things, and you say, I said, and I said, nobody appreciates Ronaldo. Now Ronaldo will call World Cup 6 consecutive World Cups. The first player. He has also become the oldest and the youngest Portuguese player to score the World Cup. Who wouldn't love such beautiful stories? What I say, but just by say, Ghana need England abo. Ghanaians, also money more super so muti about their course. So the entire Ghana team in England here day. Abo goalless. We be and yes, will be a full be home be there. So even about that. Yeah, I think the World Cup is shaping up. Now, the last round of games name my 1 or 2 surprises. For example, to me, I think South Africa has caused the biggest upset in their group, especially with how almost 30 of group phase. But it also goes on to tell us how weak that group also is. On my ideas of my qualify, but a course of Sasso Chere say. So group no me say de ne yesusu yete ne say de o ma ho de na wo say city ba no enye sa na wo say timi ba na mom ye se wiase ne bibia na manemre bibia manemre before the World Cup you hu asema Gennaro Gattuso be kadefa African teams and one the number of teams who qualify to the World Cup and ameboa. Now we've played the World Cup and Czech Republic ikofi omuko fie. Subsequently, other nations will also go home. Many Europeans, they will go home. But the comeback of South Africa in that particular group, and now Hugo Bruce, your pawn game not in the TSC form, not in the bro form, because what happened in the first game should have been the end of the South African team. But they fought hard against Czech Republic, and I think that is a plus for them to get the results and move on. A putty Africa stocks, no. A pushing him and a cost kakra. But then me focus on what the Brazilian national team and what Carlo Ancelotti and Vinicius are doing. Most of the time, when you go to the World Cup, you need your best players to pick at the right time. And I think why I won the Brazil World Game beyond so they say we remember show kakra because omu pikiba.
Yes.
Omu piyadeba. And as custodians of the World Cup, definitely when they start picking like that, there is a little bit of worry. Yes. Not all worries, a little bit of worries. And then the best players, and so once I'm more they are giving them results. Yesterday, Vinicius Jr. usher in 3 consecutive group games. More list Ronaldo, Jairzinho, Romario, Rivaldo. So look at the group of players or then a player like Vinicius Jr., whenever he grows in confidence for the Brazilian national team, it will keep them taken, whether we like it or not. Yeah. And how he contributes to the team, this is the Madrid Vinicius Jr. I've seen playing for the Brazilian national team. And Vinicius Jr. now a top player at Real Madrid under Carlo Ancelotti. Let's not forget. Say Ancelotti was Real Madrid. And Vinicius Jr. performance in the Real Madrid. Yeah. And the superstar and will be able to say Vinicius Jr. We a top player. But to lead Brazil at this level, we need the attempt also do. Yeah, and I think every responsible player will love to perform for the national team in as much as the club performance in the draining so. and that is what he's doing. What any interview before he even went to the tournament? Another person says he said baby original, he's in a very good shape. What about when it's not about Real Madrid? The focus is solely on Brazil, and he understood the assignment because Brazil and national team they won't accept any mediocre performances. Brazil legendary status is not end at your club side. We are Brazilian now. Me who Brazilian now, the legendary status no, you're cementing our club side unless you tell me.
Dabi. Ebia o club no fans be di omo nko.
Be di omo nko ma bodi na.
Ba kromo
de. Omo fa wo nya hwe.
The ama omo nsi name from no cry ye. Also na the only gold medal anomo meso was the
Olympics. Ana Neymar de omo ko 2016 kwaje.
Yeah.
Neymar so atimi ni omo abode Copa America na so adurani mu abebo the World Cup ni bi. What did they mention? And Neymar's commitment and the numbers at the Brazilian national team. And he won a top scorer for the Brazilian national team. So some of these things and conversations goes on. Ekoso. So Neymar putting himself in the discussions around Ronaldo, Obekasa about Rivaldo, and even the likes of Pele Munina with what he has done for Brazil. Then Vinicius Junior at Real Madrid. Otimi bono ho modern boshing na Bobo Brazil and Brazilians for the buofu. Amuku kutwa so because omu say dia wo ya o Madrid ho no enye bi na abaye no wa ha. But the last two games, the first game Oshego ni he was off. But you look at the intensity of the ball height game no. No be the intensity of the ball in Scotland game no. He was too hot to handle. Too hot. And Brazil could count on him. The Daniel said on certain days the pressure abane so. He needs to start living with the expectations. And I think he has handled it so well. 3 games, 4 goals, 1 assist. How many players or Brazilian players have gone to the World Cup and have done those things? Splendid performance. Carlo Ancelotti moved him away from their natural identity in terms of the Jogo Bonito. But what they are doing now, Omu grow into the tournament. And yesterday, some of the players came to the limelight. For example, Bruno Guimaraes. He was splendid yesterday. And Neymar dos Santos also by after a long time on the sidelines. O complimenting your mom, you know what me resource man ye. And ya de back open a bit me resource. Brazil could solely rely on Jogo Bonito because he has won them on the several World Cups. But definitely the way we are seeing movie could different levels now. People are introducing a lot of things. And also to me modifying and adding baby crack home. It's not the American said there is nothing new under the sun. Adibia wiasibu coaches yen sisi bi obi e kan say new tactics are introduce bi an obi ye bi da na mmom mo ne ba ye no mo de bi fufuro bi abeye dey abeka ho abedane ade ne kakra bi. So for whatever Brazilians are doing at the World Cup, there is definitely going to be a little touch of the Jogo Bonito which say omuntimi ignore. And yesterday wow we heard Bruno Guimaraes bi you enjoy it. Wow we heard Vinicius at some point bi you enjoy. Then the introduction of Neymar. Then you look at a player like Ryan, no be fitting for Rafinha. Splendid performance. These guys came to the party with a little touch of the Jogo Bonito. Creative chances. The beauty of the Brazilian flair. Now look at our third goal. The movement. The swerve. Ojina and the prebo on the Matheus Cunha. Edibo on the toe net. That was a little touch of the Jogo Bonito. But the effectiveness and efficiency of how European football is being played are reflected in their style of play. No matter what you think. Because our top players no more team European inclined. Bruno Ocheke obi ti say Casemiro, Ocheke obi ti say Gabriel Magalhaes, Ocheke obi ti say Lucas Paqueta, and was come back to even Brazil. Then one share Marquinhos, baby on the free ban and tete on the they say they're passing now because of coach or play under him. You can be Europeanized, but I think in the long run you can't refuse or deny your identity. And Neymar, Ryan, and some of these skillful players in the shape of Vinicius. What a brilliant move by Omo pressing. Everything was just right on point, really coordinated. But I'm happy for Ryan. So in the absence of Rafinha, he comes into the team, then things start taking. Let me say, Brazil shall say some more picky or tournament. Let me say, I'm careful. I almost shall say some more picky. Say, when they come to tournaments like that, they start doing things like this. Unless some kushia kesi phone be. They said the Germany year 2014. No. They be but because they've topped the group, and the likelihood of opposition are not strong enough to be defeat you because me check it, but be a more part win in Namsi pa ya Brazil bet me Japan. And I think for Japan, they are a very good side, coordinated, scientific, especially with their style of play. But if there's somebody that could handle Omu team na because Brazil also plays Omu the X factor. If they should come to the party, Obi also be party nibi, and you enjoy the tournament brilliantly. Obi enjoy the come. And I'm so much in love with how they set up and how they played. Now, Nyame Adoma, you sure how the other groups will unfold going forward. Now there's Japan, Sweden, there's Tunisia, Netherlands. Tunisia Kofi. Japan, Sweden, one a bit me at top. I think that game will be done. And I think Netherlands and Japan will move forward in that particular group. But me banner me be share ahomachi games now. That one too you see already done with Turkey USA. So I think from tonight going to see your channel panel there. How bebre and share then the honum say or say obi akoma timi to name Ivory Coast ni kurisa wo mo ne omo mo keka won. And it's very important to look at how they are going to perform. Yeah, I think so for Ecuador, Germany. Ecuador will need to prove that one about 2 games who could have 2 points. 1 point. Per quality you could talk money born or mobile and your resource no munyano. Ombobone pa. Benya who resource no munyano. And your resource cry. And against Germany, they will need to prove a point. And I think for Julian Nagelsmann, once Germany has qualified to the next round, Obe tries to benching most of the key players. Because 6 points in a set or more apart. There are a lot of things they have in their
Morocco in the last game.
I know they really
on for the second half of
a good 1 point against Ecuador. But against Ivory Coast, I don't think they stand a chance. But this is the World Cup made for superstars. The boys are in the tournament and they are delivering. Obi awa be big superstar be deliver. Messi de ne diaba. Ronaldo de ne diaba. Mbappe de ne diaba. Vinicius de ne diaba. Haaland de ne diaba. Harry Kane de ne diaba. Obia, the superstars are coming to the party. And I think and the borderline of determine who goes on to the latter part of the competition. It is the same big boys that will carry their nations. At the end of the day, teamwork will hold here. But I think World Cup will be a World Cup of the big boys, where the superstars will determine whether our teams in the best qualify and won't qualify. And a betchere. You will give me a Saturday. It means Kasabi. But one team I make catch will be able to as our Colombia team. My home 2 times. And I was telling Steve, the level of intent. So Portugal trash Colombia. Say I'm here Portugal here, because Colombia team now what thing. The level of intensity and football they are playing at this World Cup. Yes, come sir, very good side. That is a game I'm many hopper, and I'm hoping say Ronaldo will score at least 2 goals in that game.
Well, Steve.
Yeah, but that's it. Because of Blasters' results in Inti, a lot to say about the Portuguese team and what they did against Uzbekistan. I had a conversation, I decided who is the opponent. But I don't belong to that school. I feel like any country will be qualified to the World Cup in HSA or a champion in their own right. To get a ticket to be at the World Cup, and child's play. Because social, in Nigeria, we try, a late comeback, no more way to qualify. Should tell you what it means. In this Uzbekistan, ever World Cup, now in the group Omiti Portugal, now Portugal, FIFA. You don't rate the game and as I talk about the game with the quality of the opponent. But it's a World Cup game. Into whoever Portugal meets and the many goals or motion against DRC, we can say it will not be different from Capo Verde match or Monet Spain boy, which Portugal will struggle so many win in that particular game because my follow DRC or game in any qualifiers. They have equally quality players but after almost Uzbekistan, Ronaldo getting 2 goals. We have said the narrative in the discussion quite different. The opponent, or your weak opponent.
And they say
should he?
Because me say fans and the bantan will be crash. Now send a message so hat trick or Botia or Algeria. No, Zidane ban and that post them.
You see, FIFA, true. Say opponents, if you are who they were from Chambi. even based on the FIFA ranking actually how competitive team no but me the say nation be able qualify for World Cup and be and or good enough to be at the World Cup. So after Messi's brilliance and goals, Mbappe, and Erling Haaland, these are players game, the fandom no me who said the more they score the goals, the more they grab the headlines into scoring at the World Cup, it be open up the discussion of who is the great, who is better, who wins this and that. We are all expecting Ronaldo to score, and in the game, he scored 2 goals. And while yet the record of scoring at 6 consecutive World Cups, which Obia Nyebida. So that alone deserves a lot of plaudits for what he was able to do. Now, also share 2 goals, in that game. Before me, Becca said, I was say Oma teamwork a trumpet over on the personal, and I saw a bit of teamwork traits in the Ronaldo game against Uzbekistan, which was positive. The boys, as they did in the first game, Obia targeted Ronaldo to score. And to hear the number of services on the man, they were so eager for him to score as many as possible. And it was a game Ronaldo could have scored 3 or 4 because the services were there for him. You don't write off Obia in a career, watch that number of goals, 900 plus career goals. Into every moment in time, so opportunity never obetini ashe. So the discussion about Uzbekistan, me pese will be the better Ronaldo goals no share no be say or pese or wiping off for say we no your opponent to be our shy was say you pay sir. Every opponent will qualify for the World Cup. So credit to Ronaldo getting the goals. Now I think he can focus more for the bigger game of this group. Colombia for Mudinsa as some of part of the teams that at this particular World Cup. But said Omutimi carry beyond the groups, the first and second knockout rounds. I will take them serious. Bono Lorenzo team no Bono no day. Colombia de nim omuni Mexico ye woniema ye bo mabaso wo ho ba wo hwe omu game no a say saa niema ni bi wo omu widiem because the sort of game that Colombia for bono me pese omu Portugal one of the most entertaining game I ever share World Cup. They have the blend of the African game, they have the European style, and omu san do omu de nishim. Endurance levels was through, and it is a game I would not miss for any reason. I would want to see whether indeed Portugal are ready for the World Cup, because 2 games now they've gotten the results, a draw and a win, but they not to a certain level. Portugal belongs to a certain category of nations. I sure almost to that level based on the 2 games. I'm not too convinced. If they are able so omoko game we mu non dominating game we SL win, then I'll start taking them serious, because how Colombia are playing I know a thing, and that will be one of the games. So credit to Ronaldo for that 2 goals, 6 consecutive tournaments, and easy. You give credit to CR7. You share the second round na face na ebekono matchups ebeba. Now the golden boy, the prince of Brazilian football, Enra, after a very lengthy layoff, I think 15 or so minutes in the game. Now one thing I'm home for the Brazilian team and Neymar, and then say it looks like Obi or Shejesi be a General Park and this will be a crowd trying to say they wish him well to be fit for the game. Now, so called situation be na dwumakuo na wo mu no obi a pe wo come back na e kire wo ni pasu a wo ye, because there are certain people you will not die for, but you can sacrifice certain things for. And to see Neymar oba na game no almost done, the base no the sort of respect our more accorded Nimano, Emma Menijie. He's a player that has given a lot to football. But I feel say there's still more will be to me. Now dear Hendan pet the injury situation I had Nima Junior. So I was very happy. And my name is Abayagrim Pepe. If Brazil for the team carry on a building a crankra, a team call a track because recently World Cups are mobile baby or mutimi quiet quarter final. The best they did was in 2014, Omodu semi-final, lose it to Germany by 7 goals to 1. So I would want to see how Brazil for them building up. And then the Vini Junior matter. You see, there seems to be a synergy between Onone manager Carlo Ancelotti.
Yeah.
As when you have the freedom or the liberty to play. And I expect him to score more. And the reason is simple. Brazil has struggled so many the traditional number 9. Oh yeah, dear. Into a mobile ball list bibri ma Pedro mudi ya Pedro idibem. But coach in the buy and all my players 8, strikers 8. Chance to prove themselves and when on fan uncle walk up. None of them let me man go. Until he wasn't convinced. And offer I go Thiago. Now so on also the end there. A different ball altogether. So say on already any the reliable source of goal no ebeba at the feet of Vini Junior and then Matheus Cunha.
So say Cunha ne boss decoy.
Yes.
For
Vini would have to score a lot of goals. Even though Waka say the focus is not about the numbers. That is not where he's looking.
Or catch one Brazilian legend say Obeshe 6 goals in this tournament before the start of the World Cup. But after 3 games, 4 goals.
It depends on how far Omobeko. So Mutimiko anymore Obeshe more than those number of goals. You know, I'm happy for the Brazilian team because growing up will be up at Brazil because of the sort of football mobile. But Brazil, no, any the Brazil that we know. Klopp can say if you need a manager for your team, and Ancelotti is the best man. And yeah, at the end of synonymous. Why should we be managers are very calm, no? They seem to always have a team that is organized. Look at Lionel Scaloni. Very calm at the bench. Any coach biya ni posha no uhunu wo the team no so o share Marcelo Bielsa. Every time they seem to be in control. Even Carlos Queiroz, Juma or Emma Blaster, you seem to know that there's a man who is working. Into there is calmness, there is unity, and that is what Carlo Ancelotti, the Aco Brazil team now. I think may fancy more for this particular World Cup. May mean Gina be and deny that fact. Brazil and may pick for the World Cup, even though or your favorite as a result of the number of trophies that we're winning at this World Cup, and a side that has represented all World Cups I have since 1930. But I have a performance base. Me who Brazil say omo the swag, omo the tempo, omo kuta saadi na the X factor be drive omo all the way through to the final. Until still, omo nyame pick for the World Cup. But I enjoy the sort of football my ball in the last couple of games here. I would want to see them go as deep as possible in this competition.
Okay, whoa, me say Steve. My main brain na fee video analyst and for call a screen so na in common from free because Black Star said in ye cry born the about draw say qualification ya dia but ni nyina mo no say ye ni ya eno so be boani say bia cool.
Yeah, bia cool pa. Say cool.
Oh yeah.
Already no come on started on the World Cup Messiah and Stivo. I touch on some good stories from that angle. But I think going over the games now Bono and analyzing few things, you know. It reminds me of a certain situation at Yababe Drew Pain. We've been here at some point. Me share a game ni dinwa. Sacred na football fans esitie. Me busa me ho sa asem no. Ye football fans senior tie. E to be a tuntum e good. E to be a tuntum nya kra. E to be na e pese e chase fufu. But what has been our taste? Our taste has been playing beautifully to suit our strength. Now, o share the game the coach did very well. The coach